Heart versus the Chicago Bliss. Kickoff is next. Back to LFL football, Maria Civilian. And now to get us underway, that's Shillen Durham of the Omaha Heart sailing it out of bounds.
7 touchdown passes, and this is her first year playing LFL US.
Here's Barkley showing you what she can do with her legs.
Really anxious to see this passing combination of Jacinda Barkley to A.J. Johnson.
This time they're going to go to Shabria Civilian. We talked about Civilian out of the center. A 1st and 10 play handoff to Christelle Harris. And Harris getting to the outside, gaining 6 as we meet the defensive.
Durham has to find a way to stop the Ferrari Harris.
And speaking of number 13, that was way too easy. A 6-yard. Barkley under center from the 6-yard line, dropping back to pass, looking to the end zone, and overshoots her target. League now dropping back to pass. Over the middle, has a receiver. And that should have been caught. Pass intended for Brenda Pavelka.
This Omaha offensive line has to figure a way out to block Chantel Taylor and Yashi Rice.
They did a great job there. Howell now hurrying up to the line of scrimmage. They're going to try to hand off. You could see that does not look very fluid. And great convergence by that Chicago for this Bliss offense. That's A.J. Johnson in motion. Big pressure on the edge. Trying to connect with Carl. We've got Durham mic'd up. Listen in. That up. Now Barkley in the shotgun. A deep drop looking down the field. Good coverage by that secondary, but now finding a receiver. Chicago up at the 1-yard line of Omaha, and here comes the Ferrari just as ordered, and she walks into the previous 2 seasons going through number 13. And here's the 2-point attempt by Jacinda Barkley. Now a 1st and 10 for Omaha. Howell back to pass, has a receiver. That'll be intercepted.
She leads it deep. It's a touchdown. She underthrew the ball.
A 1st and 10 for the Chicago offense, wasting no. Captain also calling the defensive scheme tonight. That's a shovel pass to Christelle Harris. That should be incomplete. That's what they're going to rule it. That's
one of Chicago's favorite plays, the shovel pass. She comes underneath. She usually turns that into a big gain. But Harris, again, she's been out.
Johnson, that's changed up quite a bit. Barkley back to pass. Good pocket. Finding a receiver. Look at Christelle Harris with the open field moves. And that'll
good.
They're only down 14 points. And here comes the pressure on Barkley again. That was a late hit on a 4th and 10 ball at the Chicago 22. Barkley back to pass. And that is the Chicago 22. Back to pass is Howell. Eluding the pressure, finding an opening. And Regis has been heavily criticized for not being physical. And here's Howell running for life again. And certainly Regis fits that mold. Now a slant pass to Lindsay Noble. Now driving for the first time tonight. A 1st and goal. Howell going to roll right. Getting past the first layer of the defense. Although he'll
make a play right now.
Howell under center, handing it off to Brenda Pavelka, the converted center. And Pavelka, Chicago's 7-yard line. Handoff goes to Brenda Pavelka again, and Pavelka. Howell under center and Brenda Pavelka in the backfield. They're going to fake it to Pavelka. This is a quarterback keeper. No chance. A great open.
What a time to make a mistake like that. The whole team can't believe it right now. Hal said she was going to go right in that offensive system right now.
As Chicago goes back to work, 6 yards on the first play, and now cutting back, that is Javille Thompson in the open field. Lead opposite of Omaha, and that's really served Jacinda Barkley in this offense well. Barkley back to pass, rolling right, has a receiver down the field.
You just can't do it.
2nd and 10 from the Omaha 21. Barkley back to pass, a lot of time, finding a 1st and goal ball at the 6-yard line. Handoff again to Harris, and Harris cutting inside. Barkley under center. The pressure coming off the edge, throwing it back of the end zone for the Chicago offense. Ball remains at the 3, rolling right. Barkley has a receiver. Being down 22-0, this defense is pinning their ears back. That's Lindsay Howell scrambling for life.
Thinks that she should start anywhere in the LFL. The problem in Chicago, she doesn't get playing time because, of course, of Taylor and Rice.
Look at the pressure on this young lady's had a heck of a ball game on both sides of the field.
She has so much speed. She comes from nowhere all the time and gets into the
under center, taking her time, looking over the defense, and again on her back. Receivers flank to the right of Howell, and rolling right is Howell. Big pressure again, but finding Sarah DiGregorio. And Taza alongside Bobby Huco, and a 1st and 10 play for Omaha. That's going to be intercepted. Kim Perez stepping in front of the receiver.
Players that makes her team great. Just a great team player.
Barkley back to pass, a lot of time finding A.J. Johnson, player, to be able to find those voids in the defense. Barkley back to pass again, A.J. Johnson. Now lining up for a 2-point conversion. Barkley back to pass, all kinds of time finding Chris. Got to keep their morale up. That's Lindsey Howell back to pass, pressure on the edge, intercepted. Shabria Civilian, great cut.
Too much, too quick, and look, it becomes a blowout. Pick 6, picked off, and now it's 36-0. Wow.
Barkley now with all kinds of time. Great pursuit by Omaha. Comfortable at all. Dropping back to pass, pressure again. This time it's Kristen. Ball up to the Omaha 20-yard line. Fakes the handoff, rolling left. Lindsey Howell just does not have the speed. From the shotgun, looking down the field. She's looking to run for her life every play. And namely from no
kind of back shoulder completed the pass.
A 1st and 10 from the 23. Moving the ball is Omaha. Again complete to Pavelka.
The halftime stats. For the 2nd week in a row, the only blemish for Chicago is the penalties.
Kickoff is next.
LFL Mobile, giving you access to the gridiron goddess.
Town crowd loving every minute of it. Up 38-0 over Omaha. Looking at that scoreboard, has a long task ahead of her. 38 points down and a handoff that is
has some potential. They're getting killed this week. They got killed last game, but they have talent on this team. You have to develop it.
Lindsey Howell again running for her life. Football, and we're getting an interesting report from the sideline. Apparently, head coach Tony DeRamus of the Omaha. Perhaps that's the spark this team needs.
They need something. It might. I hope that's right. I hope the health more important.
Barkley under center. Chicago faking the handoff, looking down the field, has a receiver. That is A.J. Johnston. Goal ball at the 6-yard line. Handoff to Javille Thompson, and Thompson reaching for the goal line. That is her first score of the night.
This is the inner desire that Chicago players have that Omaha doesn't. Javelle, that, but it's still the inner desire. Thompson wanted to score, and Omaha didn't want to tackle her.
Now Jacinda Barkley, she can write a book back there. No pressure
on defense, calling the defensive shots, now the offensive shots along with Hal. This is incredible. 2 players taking over the coaching for an LFL team.
Big statured quarterback, so when she takes this kind of abuse, it takes a toll. That is a pitch play to Brenda Pavelka. Pavelka's showing some decent open field moves. Saw a training camp that I've not seen develop. Marissa Riley, the speedy wide receiver, and this is Nikki Bernhardt. And Bernhardt showing quarterback.
Even though they're losing 46-0, this should be fun football for Hal, calling her own plays.
And look at this.
Problem. You're right. This team's playing fired up football.
Hal looking to take off with it again. And you could see the Chicago defense adjusting to her. Hal, she's called the scheme the entire series. A 3rd and 4 play. Hal back to pass, rolling left. And that's 6-yard line. Receivers flank to the left side, looking for the quick slant, not there. And sack. LFL football night. Lindsay Noble looking to pass, now a draw play. Noble finds air of confidence around Lindsey Howell. Very timid in the first half and attacking in the second. This is a 4th and goal.
Now with DeRamus out, it's a player's game. They are player coaches.
Barkley looking to pass. Look at the arm on.
They're going to win this game. They're playing looking ahead to Atlanta. They're trying to tune up this offense.
Barkley back to pass again down the field. This time connecting.
Played football before. They need to get their timing down just like that. It's very soon.
A 2-point attempt for Chicago. Miscommunication. As Barkley was supposed to hand off to Hare attack, you are forced in this position.
You can't even make that up. You have a head coach that might have a heart attack, and here's your starting linebacker, and she also plays
potentially League Rookie of the Year honors. Howell remains in the shotgun, looking in the flat. That is just ugly. They have got to open up this offense at some point. They are not going to do that here. That's a handoff her with that offensive line in front of her. This is a 4th and long, 4th and 9, running for her out. Omaha struggling in the Windy City. And for the Bliss offense, Jacinda Barkley from the shotgun. Here comes the pressure from Alexis Wagner. Barkley,
these players are stepping up.
From the shotgun, Barkley fakes the handoff, looking to the end zone. Has a receiver to Barkley in the offense. Again, faking the handoff to Christelle Harris, scrambling up the middle, has a receiver. Barkley back to pass, certainly has the arm to get to the end zone. Look at the pressure up the middle, evading rushers. That is just
points on the board now, just for pride.
Howell handing it off to Pavelka. You could tell Pavelka the 5-minute mark of the 4th quarter. That's another handoff, this time to Brenda Pavelka again. Pavelka,
he can throw. We watch her in warm-ups.
Back to throw is Lindsey Howell under pressure again. First and goal now. That is Carla Kosak in motion. Barkley back to pass, has a receiver. Fine-tuning that they're going to look to do before the playoffs. That's Barkley back to pass. Great job in evading the pressure and finding a receiver. Many times this season. That is the exact prototype of a quarterback that head coach
Keek was looking forward to Atlanta. He knew they're going to beat Omaha. That's how confident he was. He's using this game as fine-tuned just to go on.
A 3rd and 20 now. Howell running left.
Looking forward to that game. The two-headed quarterback system in Los Angeles going against the Cody Hughes and that high-powered offense in Atlanta. That is going to be a fun game to watch. I can't wait.
The highlight of this Omaha offense. A 1st and 10 handoff to Christelle Harris. And Harris breaking through arm tackles and getting into the Chicago. A 2-point attempt here by Barkley, wide open. Nobody even covering. Give Howell credit. She's finally calling some passing plays here. Dropping back to pass, throwing into the flat, deep into the flat, and like to see more of Marissa Mitchell. And then Lindsey Howell has just got to develop as a quarterback, and the organization is going to have to look at very closely as early as this next week that do they have the infrastructure in front of your crowd. And they'll be back toward the end of the season to take on rival the Atlanta Steam right here at Toyota.